meteorology segment. It'll be fairly short and sweet today, starting out by looking at the NASA GOES lightning mapper. And most of the lightning is outside the Texan border at this point. A little bit of respite from severe thunderstorms in the state of Texas. Here's a global lightning map from lightningmaps.org. It's what I like to use when I hear thunder. It also helps me to convince the natives that I'm Thor or perhaps Odin. The Vikings are very impressed if you're able to forecast thunder. Just saying. Anyway, there's the global lightning map. Quite a bit of lightning actually right now around planet Earth. Mainly in the western world. Next, a view of the jet streams. Here are the jet streams of the eastern world. And the jet streams would be the simplest phenomenon to look at if you had to look at only one phenomenon. And just one moment, I just want to check the life of the stream, and it looks A-OK to me. Not to be confused with AOC. All right, so there is the jet stream scenario of the eastern world, and we see the jet stream blowing backwards over the western Pacific and Indian Oceans. Once again, jet stream blowing east to west here, as opposed to the normal direction. Tripled up jet streams in the southern hemisphere, and chaotic flows in the north. Here are the surface winds of the eastern world. We'll leave that on for a moment before we rotate the planet. Some strong winds on the east coast of Japan right now. Here are the surface winds of the western world. And let's show the jet streams before we continue on. There are the jet streams of the west, and look at how chaotic they are in the northern hemisphere once again. That is what's responsible for some funky weather in the U.S. Chaotic jet stream flows. I wouldn't even call it meridional, as it is too incoherent for that. It is all over the place. And what we're looking at here is from nullschool.net. It's the 250 hectopascal winds, a specific pressure band showing us the location of the jet streams. Next, looking at pressure. And I would notice that low pressure is dominating both polar regions. In fact, low pressure is dominating the globe. Look at this massive low pressure system here. Over most of Eastern Asia. Also the South Polar region completely dominated by low pressure. Northern Canada dominated by low pressure. High pressure is at a scarcity. Let's advance the Euro forecast. Here's the Euro forecast for pressure at 1300. That's 1300 Eastern Daylight Time tomorrow on June 5th. Next, looking at the U.S. Doppler radar map. And we may show other world weather in the future when we start to create more and more content. We've barely gotten started making videos on this channel. In any case, there is the U.S. Doppler radar map. Again, Texas getting a bit of a respite here, except for the Gulf Coast where it's still raining. Here's the cloud layer. It's the 3.9 nanometer animation. Radiation animation map here from the NASA GOES interactive weather satellites suite. It's pretty sweet. And here is the water vapor map, which should give you the best insight. And you can see this dry mass of air that we talked about yesterday. That represents a high pressure system, relatively speaking, and this moisture is still butting up against that, although it's starting to make some progress now. And we'll go back to the Doppler radar once again. Again, there's the U.S. Doppler radar map. Here's what's going on in the cloud layer. And there is the water vapor map. Probably the most definitive map for forecasting weather. That's today's meteorology segment. Thanks for tuning in. Let's get back to the daily space weather. See you later, Twitch.